Today we're checking out the brand new 1-inch Trepador tires from Proline Racing. This is Proline's biggest tire featured in the 1-inch size, and it looks fantastic. It comes with all the features that we've come to know and love from Proline tires, including that nice soft sticky compound and that ultra realistic scale look. So we're going to open these up and check them out. We'll look at the compound and the tires themselves. We'll do some size comparisons. Then we'll put them on a build and we'll run them through the usual tests. We'll hit the indoor course, we'll go hit the rocks and have some fun. So I'm looking forward to it. These are great looking tires and I'm pumped to get into it. So let's check them out. Let's take a look at the mini Trepadors. I'm super excited for these. Had these on pre-order for a long time and they finally showed up. I'm hoping to get some of these in the 1.9 size as well when those become available. The first impressions, they've got a really nice size to them. These are a 62 by 21 millimeter tire. Far and away the biggest tire as far as height goes that Proline offers in the 1-inch wheel. Compound is great. It's got a really nice soft feel to it. They come on these non-vented plastic beadlock wheels, and even so they have a really nice squishy feel to them. Sidewall still feels pretty good on these. I so wish Proline would stop giving us these beadlock wheels. I've got a drawer full of these plastic beadlock wheels and just don't need any more. So I wish Proline would save themselves some material cost and offer us just the tires themselves. But I do that rant every time I look at Proline tires. But regardless, these have a great look to them. I love the detail that Proline is able to get out of these Maxxis tires. They look so scale. Even in the small 1-inch size, they're able to squeeze in so much scale detail on these tires. So these have a tall, thin profile. They remind me a lot of the RC four-wheel drive scramblers. They're also directional. They've got these deep channels going through the tire. Really aggressive sidewalls on here. Great looking tire overall. Let's do some size comparisons. So up until now, the biggest Proline tire in the 1-inch size was the Baja Pro X that came out not that long ago. So here are some size comparisons with that tire. So you can see the new Maxxis is significantly taller, but from a width perspective, you can see that the Baja Pro X is still noticeably wider. I mentioned the RC four-wheel drive scrambler. Here it is against the scrambler. This is a very, very comparable comparison here. They have a very similar profile, very similar tread design, very similar overall size as well. They may even be the same actually because the scrambler's off the wheel. If it was mounted on a rim, they might be identical as far as width goes. I'd say compound wise, the Proline feels a little bit stiffer than the Scrambler. The Scramblers have such a great compound to it, but these are very, very similar. Comparing it to some other big tires out on the market, here it is against the Little Guy Racing Parts Swamp King. The Swamp King at around 63 millimeters, noticeably taller, also a much wider tire. So I wouldn't necessarily put these in the same category given just the overall mass of the Swamp King. Just for the heck of it, let's look at it against a stock SCX24. This is the Nitto Trail Grappler from the SCX24. Huge step up as far as that goes. In overall size, not so much in width, but certainly in height. So these look awesome. I'm super excited to get these on a build. So I'm going to leave them right on the plastic wheels. We're just going to throw them on a truck and start doing some tests. So I'm going to find a rig to put these on and then we'll go have some fun. Here we go with Trepadors on the course. These look really good on the Warthog, I gotta say. The Warthog's now running that SMP motor in there. God, it looks glorious. I also fortified the drivetrain with metal drive shafts finally. This thing was spitting them out all over the place, but we're good now, so we can really test these tires out. I love the look of these tires. The tall height gets me up and over those sticky pointed obstacles there. Let's see how they grip on the canyon. Gripping very well. I mean, the Warthog's pretty built, so I'm going to keep that in mind. I didn't do any benchmark runs with the previous tires, but we'll see. No sidewall flex there on that off-camber section, looking really planted. Coming down into Mini Moab here. Let's see how they do on the typical challenge lines. Easy peasy up over the gatekeeper there. See if they avoid the understeer that plagues just about every truck that goes up on the escalator now. Not terrible, still pushing off to the left there a little bit, but made it up clean. Try some side hill here, and then come across the chute. I'm not seeing any sidewall flex there, no body roll. Granted, the Warthog's pretty light, but there's nothing going on in those tires. Able to carry a really high line there till the very end. Now, Hell's Gate. Yeah, understeering off the side there. Struggling a bit on Hell's Gate here. There we go. I want to try that one more time. Wonder if I carry a little bit more speed up through here. Oh yeah, take a little bit more momentum, but they didn't like that section right there. All right, pretty good showing on the indoor course. Able to hold their own. Get pretty good grip all across all the surfaces we have in here. They look so good. I mean, these would really look amazing on a scale build. But looking great on the Warthog. Giving us some good performance here. Let's try one more line and then we'll go outside. Really happy to see Proline put out some bigger tires. I mean, these are a great option now. We'll take a very aggressive line up the canyon there. Pretty easy on that one. All right, let's go hit the rocks and see how they do in the real world. All right, guys, first run with the Maxxis Trepadors on the Warthog here, which looks awesome. Haven't even got these things scrubbed in yet. Gonna hit the rocks with it and see how they do. Tires look great on here. Almost wish I'd put them on a more scale build, but I'll show you a little bit later that these are a direct swap for the TRX 4M High Trail tires. We're looking at the side hill grip, a little slick there, sliding off this side hill. The tires themselves keep good shape on the side hill. They're not rolling over. Not a lot of flex at all in the sidewalls. I was going to be pretty amazed if they made it up that. This is a real tricky spot, especially for the minis. Wow, that was a good test of grip. Very impressive to make it up there. Look at that. That's a tough one. To give it some help up over that section, but very impressed it made it over that gatekeeper. Getting some understeer there on these slick surfaces. Seem to struggle a little bit. Again, these are 10 scale lines here. Big holes in between these rocks. Really challenging for the minis. So I'm struggling here to find traction. There we go. Those sidewalls give me good grip right there, getting out of this tricky spot. Very nice grip right there. Able to hold that off-camber side hill too. Oh, good save by the Warthog. Extreme side hilling right here. Again, little to no flex in the tires. And they held pretty good on that one. This one's going to be tricky. Oh, able to navigate. Because of the size, I'm able to get a good approach angle there. Oh, and make it up and over that. Holy cow. Oh, the Warthog crushing over here. Now, the Warthog is a very capable build, so you got to keep that in mind. Not all of this is the tires, although the tires are complementing the build much more so than I expected, especially given these lightweight plastic wheels. And the stock foams, these are not vented. This is right out of the package, throwing them on the Warthog here. Mighty impressive. We're going to come over to this new section that the mysterious track builders have made here at Crawler Heaven. Check it out. This looks great for minis. I should have committed there. Warthog being challenged by this setup here, but the Trepador is doing a great job keeping us going. Finding the sidewalls in particular really helping me get grip. If I can just get those lugs on the side to bite, I found that really helps. Man, look at this thing go. Warthog conquers the slide. Check it out, these guys even made a downhill here. Man, these guys have been busy out here. Just bullying our way through these lines with the Warthog. it's holding together really well. I'm surprised. Really digging these tires, guys. You can imagine on a proper setup with a heavier wheel and vented, these would be really, really impressive. And these would be ideal candidates for the dual stage foams from Proline. See, here's what I meant by the tires being a direct swap for the TRX-4M High Trail. They're narrower than the High Trail tires that are stock, but almost identical height. So these would be a great option to just throw on your High Trail. So we can find somewhere to test them on some loose conditions. Here's might be a good one if I can climb up this. I'm just digging a trench there. Doing all right in those conditions. I expected them to do better in those, in the kind of loose, sandy situations, given the narrow profile and those directional treads, but clawing hard for traction, still just digging trenches when I come up against a tough spot. Alright guys, Warthog took a tumble and I broke the nose piece off of it. This is the second rig I've broken here today. So when you get to the end and start breaking stuff, I'm going to wrap it up before it gets worse. Looks like I might have broke my hood too. Man, this thing took some tumbles. So I'm going to wrap it up, head to the bench, give you guys my final thoughts, but I really dig these tires. I like them. The Mini Trepadors are my new favorite 1-inch tire from Proline. I love the size of these tires at 62 millimeters. I think that's right in the sweet spot for a built 24 scale rig or a lightly to built 18 scale crawler. So I think you're going to get a lot of versatility out of these tires. Performance is great, and what I really like about these is the sidewalls. I don't want to repeat myself too much from the run footage, but man, getting into a situation where you feel like you were stuck, if you could just get the lugs on the side near any source of traction, they would bite and get this thing up and over some really gnarly lines. So I love the tread profile on these. They didn't hook up as well as I was expecting them to in loose terrain, but man, once these sidewalls hook up, all you got to do is butt up against an obstacle and they will grab and rip you up and over obstacles. And that's just completely stock, unvented, running the plastic wheels. I'm really excited to see how these things work on a proper wheel setup. Get some weight, vent these things, swap out the inserts. Like I said, this would be a great candidate for the Proline dual stage foams, although they didn't have a lot of sidewall flex in them to begin with. So that might be an added bonus, but probably not really necessary. But in any case, I think with a good wheel and insert setup, these things are going to be wild. We're still forced into paying a little bit of extra money and getting these plastic beadlock wheels, which we do not need. Proline, please stop giving us these plastic wheels. That's my only complaint about these things. I love these tires and I love what Proline is doing in the 1-inch size, but we don't need any more plastic beadlocks. But in any case, I really like these tires. I'm glad I got a chance to try them out. I'm really excited to put these on some different wheels and experiment with different inserts to see what we can get out of them. I like them enough. I'm also going to check these out in the 1.9-inch size too. But let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of the Mini Trepadors? And I'll put the link down below too if you want to grab some of these for yourself. And as always, I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so, and I'll see you in the next video.